For the record, this is not clickbait, and I no longer have a clinical site. Hey everyone, welcome to Follow Me Through Grad School, where you get to see me go from RN to FNP. I know, I've been gone for a while. One of my resolutions for 2018 is to be more consistent. We're gonna see how that works. So let's start off 2018 right with a like and subscribe. Also, remember you can always keep up with Bizzy Nursing here on YouTube and as well as on my blog on allnurses.com. Links are below always. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but in the last episode, I think I'm having a mid-semester crisis, episode 207, I talked about how I had submitted, clinical paperwork. So I was basically one more step closer to clinicals. So some weeks had passed and, I heard some rumblings from different students saying how, they had called their clinical placement coordinator and had asked, could they, at least give them an inkling of where they're going to be placed. The clinical coordinator stated how they were unable to actually tell you the exact site, but they could tell you, the general area or the city that you would be placed in. So I thought it can't hurt to find out, what city you're gonna be in. So I picked the phone, talked to my clinical coordinator, and then she went on to tell me that I was gonna be placed in Alexandria, Virginia. But there's one issue. I live in North Carolina. So here's the thing, when I was applying to Simmons online FNP program, I was living in Virginia. However, prior to moving to North Carolina, I did inform my program that I would be changing my permanent residence. And they sent me pertinent paperwork and told me where I need to, log in and change certain information online so that there wouldn't be a mix-up when it came time for clinicals. I was then told I would be assigned to a new clinical coordinator who would be able to find me a clinical placement in North Carolina, but that since there's only going to be a few weeks for them to find me a placement, there may be some difficulties. What? As you can imagine, this is not helping my ever-growing anxiety levels in this program. So I decided the best thing I could do is just throw myself into my work. So I decided to head off to the library and focus on scholarly. Hey there, so I just finished studying. And it's funny, I asked the professor, can you please clarify an assignment? She's like, sure, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Then when I go back to check, she just said, oh, the assignment is what is posted. There was no clarification. There was just a reiteration. So even now, I'm still confused what she wants. I have a bunch of stuff to do for that class. So I did a couple of things. One that's not due this week. Another one that is due this week. A discussion post. I already typed that up, sent that out to my partner so she could take a look. She says it's okay. I'm going to post it tonight. And then today, probably not today. I'm done with school today. Tomorrow, there is a draft paper that we have to do. Since I'm kind of confused about the assignment, I'm going to do what I think it is. That's about it. In for my ride, and we're going to head off to a BBQ. I turn the party out. I don't hear this is not true. No one's cheating.
He drops the green, you go out.
No.
And then 3 + 2. Happy birthday.
They getting serious. This is for beginner's luck. I just won by chance.
You didn't win yet. You know that?
I won this round. I won this round. OMG. OMG. I won this line.
Illusion.
It's like 3 o'clock-ish in the morning. Barbecue. Well, there's actually people still here having a good time, but that's like standard for Caribbean barbecues. We actually even were threatened by a neighbor saying like, you guys need to quiet down or I'll call the police on you. No police were called. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go hit the hay and I actually have to write a paper tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. I did my section, sent out for my partner. My partner, I hadn't heard from her yesterday, so it was kind of a little weary, like, hey, this is due. She sent me some stuff today, and she's like, well, I can work on it later. And I was like, cool, I guess you're working on it later, because I'm going to send you my stuff, and enjoy the rest of my day. So now we're going to drink and eat and be merry. Bye. Okay, so the weekend's over and I finally hear from my new clinical coordinator. And he tells me, no worries, he knows about my situation and he found me a clinical site. Hello! and it's 2 hours away. Goodbye. So I thanked him and I said, I'm still open if he does find something that's closer. So I promptly started looking up, what hotels were in town, Airbnbs, how I'm gonna be able to even juggle having classes and driving into clinicals multiple days out of the week. Would I have to stay there multiple days? Will I even have that option? Cost to even stay there for one night, it was about $75. And then you tackle on gas, that's already $100. I found out later that the reason why it was so high is because the site was actually off the beach. So it's actually a touristy kind of place. Just financially, I didn't see how it was gonna work out. One of the reasons I chose Simmons College on my FNP program is because they find you your clinical sites. However, they are open to you finding your own. So I decided to, use my resources, ask my cousin and a couple of her friends to see if they knew anyone who'd be willing to precept me next semester. I got a couple of leads, here and there. And finally, one of the leads actually panned out. She worked also in a primary care clinic that was only an hour away. So, save on travel time and cost of me having to stay there overnight in a hotel. So I'm like, hey, it's a win-win. She accepted to be my clinical preceptor and said, no worries, just send me the paperwork, which is what I did immediately. I called my clinical coordinator and he was so happy for me, and he said that he would reach out to her and let me know in a few days. Hey, crisis averted. So I thought, time has come and gone. My clinical instructor had told me that he had sent out paperwork to my potential clinical instructor, and still no response. So I call, no response. I email, no response. I got so desperate I even Facebooked. Still no response. What's good? I'm gonna try to remain calm and keep the faith, and focus on my health assessment class. In health assessment this week I had an exam and focused on ophthalmology, ENT, and cardiac, which is pretty heavy exam. In advanced pharm this week we're going over gastrointestinal disorders, and they gave us a break. It's only five chapters this week. In this program it can be anywhere from 5 to 20 chapters in 1 week. After a few more days had passed and I called and tried to reach out multiple times, and my potential preceptor basically went MIA, I had to tell I had to call my clinical coordinator and say, I can't get in contact with her. He stated that he's been unable to get in contact with her as well. So I just told him what? I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet. I'm gonna have to take the clinical site that's about 2 hours away. But then he tells me,
yeah, about that. I gave that site to another student.
Girl, bye. So I currently don't have a clinical site. Go me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share, okay? And let me know below, has this ever happened to you? Okay, and if it did, what did you do? I'm gonna remain on the lookout to see, it's only in a few weeks. Clinicals are only in a few weeks. I'm going to still, remain positive, try to reach out and really use my resources. And, my clinical instructor says that he will be back on the lookout. I'll give you an update next week to tell you, what happens. Again, please feel your passions, fulfill your purpose, and I'll see you next week. Bye.